Okay, gonna be out here working on my 69 C10. I'm gonna finish up a few things. 68 front clip on it. Just 307, 3-speed on the tree. Done a, I don't know if y'all can see that. Been doing a disc brake conversion on this side already. Now, I gotta do it this side. And it's hard to see, but you'll see it in a minute. Alright, converting this side to disc brakes. Find the right socket here. Grab a couple of them. Yeah, that's not right. This disc brake conversion kit I have, it's used, so I don't really know the part numbers. I mean, the parts got some numbers on them. I've tried to look them up, but they don't really show me anything. Now I do know the caliper is for a big GM full-size car or medium-sized GM car. It's a standard brake caliper, and there is a difference between the metric and standard GM brake calipers. These don't want to come off. There we go. Now they come off. So, but yeah, I already swapped the driver's side to the disc brake setup. Now we gotta do this side. Let me get this tire out of the way. Alright, now time to get my wheel spacer off. These 22-inch GM transport wheels. I have to run wheel spacers all the way around the truck. I do got new lug nuts sitting here for this. Seems like one of them don't want to come out. Well, I gotta have that one. Let's try. Oh, I see what it does. Twisted on the socket. Yeah, it's off. Now we'll do the same thing. Like yes. It does the same thing. Alright. We might have to get the But Derek from Vice Grip Garage calls it Tanya Harding. Let's get that real quick. Take it with me. The old Tanya Harding. We're just gonna tap it. We ain't gonna just wham it. We're gonna tap it. Well, you might have to wham it. It's been on there for a good bit. There we go. That's what we wanted. That one's still on there just a hair. Seems like it, don't it? No. There it is. Alright. Let's get this out. And when you're doing this, use a jack stand. Don't be like what I'm doing. I'm going to put the wheel underneath the truck here in a minute. There we go. And now, see that disc brake setup came with another hub, and I actually had to change the hub, but it went on the spindle and everything just fine. So I ain't gonna be busting ball joints loose or any of that mess, or not even the tie rod even. I'm just gonna be taking this little nut out of here that holds the bearings and the hub on and sliding off, then taking the drum brake stuff off, and then voila, go back with disc brakes. Let me get this off real quick and you'll see when I have it off. And when you're doing stuff like this, taking your hub off, always clean and pack the bearings. Repack them and do the preset and all that, and make sure there's a little bit of play, not a whole bunch, just enough to where when it gets hot and it spins, it will have enough room to do what it needs to do and keep spinning and not eat up your bearings. So I'm gonna try to get this out like this if I can. Come on. See how it's a little loose, but it's actually fine. So yeah, now I'm just gonna put it on this grease rag that I already took off. And when you put your cap back on, pack it with grease. Oh, GoPro died. Go figure. But I mean, I got the hub off. No big deal. You want to take out these two bolts here and there, and then there's a bolt up here you're gonna be taking off, and that will bring the whole back in plate and the whole braking drum system. And you're also gonna have to undo your brake hose. I know that looks new and it is. I replaced them, but now I'm going to replace them again because I'm going to disc brake and they're different. So I'm gonna try to set y'all up so y'all can see. There's nuts behind there. You got a hole. I'm twisting these because they got so much gunk in behind them. I'm just gonna clean them off real quick. I twisted them because I need to see what gunk I need to clean off. So yeah, happens when you get into these old trucks. And this one used to be on a farm. So you can just imagine how much dirt, grime, and grease built up is behind here. Had to clean the other side too when I've done it. know, and my name's Eric Carroll, by the way. And if you recognize this truck, it's because it's been on another YouTube channel about trucks. And it's been to, I think, one show, I believe. I took it to. Well, it wasn't really a show, it's really a hangout and you bring your truck. And that was called C10 in the City. And I took this truck, barely got it driving and running, and you know, didn't touch a lick of brakes or anything. Always through your brakes, fellas. Always through brakes, because this truck had brake problems the next day after the meetup, and yeah, I'm glad they didn't do it while at the meetup. And I don't remember all these sizes and whatnot to take these bolts off, so I'm not really telling you the sizes because I don't remember what they are. It's been a minute since I've actually messed with this truck, actually. Mystery work. And they do make tools for these. I don't have one. Well, I have tools to make this come off and that come off, but I don't have the rest of them. So, use your basket. Get it clamped. See what I mean? They'll shoot at you. And drum brakes ain't really that bad. You just got, they're a lot more maintenance than anything. So I plan on cruising this truck and taking it to various meetups, shows, whatever you want to call them. So I kind of want to do a disc brake, but I wanted a floating rotor because I don't want to take the hub off every time I go to change the caliper, or not caliper, the rotor. So that's why I bought that used set with that what do you call it, floating rotor kit. I'll still get a bigger ring. Alright, there's something. why I ain't cleaning it off, which I got to now, but the reason why I ain't cleaning it off is because all this dirt and stuff is just going to get on it again. So, I won't wait to clean it till I go put the other vacuum plate and bracket on. Sorry, I had to get multiple wrenches because on their sides. Alright, cool. If you don't got any line wrenches, get you some, especially if you're doing brakes and cutting out all the time, or brake lines, clutch lines, you know, any kind of line on these trucks or any vehicle really. Get you that. They come in handy, and you're less likely to strip it because it's got a fixed end where it sits on the bolt or whatever, the fitting. So you don't got to round it off. And you don't want to round it off because it's a bad day. And we don't want bad days, we want good days. Alright, let's get these two bolts off. Get this back. Clean a little bit more back there if I can. Alright, now we might be able to go. Wrong side. Just sit off and go. Use what you got. Ooh, these are hot. Hot, hot, hot. Cool. I know the other kit does come with bolts, however, for the spindle, or you gotta mount the backing plate to the spindle. Come on now. Trying to take that out of there. You see all that grime and dirt, grease, just caked up. There we go. It won't come out. Yeah, it's built up. I'm gonna take a screwdriver and kind of get some of this going. Need a little bit better. Yeah, look at that. It's all caked up. So here's the disc brake. It's probably hard to see because the sun, but that's the disc brake. And it's got the hub. It's got the bracket. Won't be using the spindle nor the steer arm because I mean our truck has that. So, but I will be using these bolts here and here because they're a little bit longer. I'll be using that hub and that nut there for the bracket. So I'm going to inspect the bearings and that. Just kind of look over before I put it on the truck. Clean the spindle off, of course, and put some grease in the bearings, repack them, grease up the spindle, put it on, and go from there. Like I said, I got part numbers on them. That one's going to be kind of hard to read. But that's the caliper that goes on. I took a picture of the brake pad. But I'm going to put this on. I'll try to get it focused for y'all. But we'll see how that turns out. Now I'm going to install the brake line. Okay. Yeah. See this? Got a little horseshoe clip. Leave that on. And with these, they bolt right up to my factory brake lines. So I don't have to change my factory brake lines. You'll see what, oh, there it is. Always put this back in, because if not, it's gonna not sit right, and it's gonna cause you problems in the long run. And this got a certain way it sits in here, I'm assuming. There it goes. And voila. Now just tighten your brake line, and you should be good. Okay, so I was worried about that bolt clearing. But once my pads get worn down some, it's probably going to hit, because these pads look fairly new. I mean, I know they've been sitting, but it'll start wearing, tearing, and that bolt start grooving. So I might find an alternative to that bolt. Not sure yet. I just have to look and see what I can do, or just grind that mount down, or grind the head of the bolt down, just so I can get majority of my brake pad. So we'll take it from there. Yeah, I put the brake rotor on, put 2 nuts on it to kind of make it flat, and we had a little bit of issue right there. It wasn't clearancing, and I had to fight clearance for clearance, and we grind the head of that bolt down, and we grind a little bit on that bracket. But if you look, there's clearance.